Hello, 7th graders. Welcome to ELA week 10. We are doing today your poetry, the tanka, finishing it up, and completing section 3 comprehension questions and the topic wheel. I do want to let you know your gradebook item for this week is the Write in Orange final draft. So I'm sure you guys are so excited about that. So we are going to work a little bit more on that on Thursday, finishing your final draft. So if you have not, I know for tomorrow it has to work on your final draft. Make sure you work on it and try to get that done. If you have any questions, I know it can be a little confusing. I've been trying to look into it a little bit more too, and feel free to reach out and we can figure it out and see what you need help with, okay? Okay, so for today, let's take a look at poetry. I know you guys don't have this in your binder, but if you click on poetry, if it'll let me, let's see. Yep, there we go. Poetry, tanka, it comes up. So we have section 2, tanka, celebrating mood. Now I know we worked on this the other day, so it is kind of like just a little review right now, and then we'll continue on to the other pages. So just to remember, just to review, tanka is 5, 7, 5, 7, 7 kind of pattern for your syllables. So then again, it gives you the history, how to do it. You're gonna start, I know we kind of moved through this rather quickly the other day, but basically you're gonna start with a detailed sentence describing a snapshot of a moment in time, and then count the number of syllables. So for example, I know this will be easier since you guys can actually see it better now. 1 dozen orange blossoms sit under the shine of leaves and share their fragrance, soon to weigh down the branches. So they just kind of wrote that and then counted the syllables. There's 24. So then here it kind of goes over again. I know we went over this quickly on Tuesday or last Thursday, but begin by underlining words and phrases that are particularly strong images, active verbs, and so on. Always try to omit naming and telling by showing. So instead of saying like one simple word for something, instead of smelling, you could do share their fragrance. So something kind of like that. Here, the reader will understand from the context of the sentence, the blossoms will become fruit weighing down the branches. So here, 1 dozen, instead of 1 dozen, they put 12. Orange blossoms sit under, instead they put tucked beneath the shrine of leaves and share their fragrance. Soon too, they took that out until fruit. So here you know it's orange blossoms because they said orange blossoms there. So until fruit bends the sturdy branches and arms pluck the ripe citrus. So it's a little bit of a better imagery that they have changed it to. So here, like I said, here the reader will understand from the context of the sentence that the blossoms will become the fruit, because everybody knows that the blossoms, like apple blossoms become apples, orange blossoms, oranges, and so on. So from the context of the sentence, the blossoms will become fruit weighing down the branches. At this stage, tinker with word choice. Tucked beneath instead of sit under. So if you think of tucked beneath or sit under. Sit under is, I mean, that's okay, but it's just kind of plain. If you do tucked beneath, it's a little bit more descriptive and gives you a little bit more imagery. And tucked beneath strengthens the snapshot of what you're imagining. Shrine instead of shine gives a larger sense of importance. I think that's a typo. A larger sense of importance to the, again, typo, to the leaves. To shift syllables for the line breaks, try replacing phrases with single words. So if you're trying to change it to the certain number of syllables and you have too many, instead of having a phrase, replace it with a single word. So instead of, for example, using bends instead of way down. Because Tanka form requires 31 syllables, this sentence actually needs 7 more syllables. So see, they had 24 and we need 31. So they need 7 more syllables. So adding the phrase, and arms pluck the ripe citrus, creates a fun ending to this life cycle of an orange poem. And I did realize, I don't know if at the beginning I said the orange blossoms were the fruit, but yeah, the orange blossoms turn into oranges. I think I clarified that, but okay. So this is what your assignment is for today. You are going to rewrite your edited sentence. So I don't know if any of you actually wrote one down the other day. So if you have not done that, write down, again, begin with a detailed sentence. Oops, sorry, Begin with a detailed sentence describing a snapshot of a moment in time. So that's what you're going to do first. Then count your syllables. Then work on this, editing and changing things around, getting to the correct number of syllables. And then if you don't have that done already, do that. And then we are going to, for today, rewrite your edited sentence and use the poetic slash, this thing, to add line breaks according to Tanka form. So they have 12 orange blossoms tucked, then that's going to be the next line, beneath the shrine of leaves, share, another line break, their fragrance until, slash, fruit bends the sturdy branches, another slash, and arms pluck the ripe citrus. So it doesn't, as you can see, you don't have to finish the sentence before you stop the line. So lastly, create a title and write out the final poem with the proper line breaks. So remember to make sure you have the right number of syllables right there. Sorry, my hand is already. Okay. Life Cycle of Citrus is what they called their poem. That's the title. And over here they have the line numbers. And then over here they made sure they had the right number of syllables. So the final poem, Life Cycle of Citrus. 12 orange blossoms tucked beneath the shrine of leaves share their fragrance until fruit bends the sturdy branches and arms pluck the ripe citrus. So again, too, I wanted to point out citrus instead of oranges kind of makes it a little bit more fun and engaging and like a better descriptive word. Okay, so now it's your turn. Use your small forms photo cards, which we don't have. That's from a different like packet that we don't have. Or an idea from your imagination, so that's what you're going to do, to springboard into your poem. Number 1, craft a detailed sentence describing a snapshot of a moment in nature and count the syllables. So again, I know you don't have this in your binder, But if you can either pause it here and write it on a piece of paper, or if you want to go to the dashboard and pull it up, and then you can see it on your own. So craft a detailed sentence describing a snapshot of a moment in nature and count the syllables. So here you're just going to write what you think would be good. A snapshot of a moment in nature, like they had life cycle of an orange. If you want to do something more Michigan related, like leaves changing color or apples growing on a tree, something along those lines, you can. But it doesn't have to be. If you want to do a winter thing or summer thing or anything else nature related, it doesn't necessarily have to be a specific season like that. So here you're going to write your number of syllables and then see if you're going to need to add more or take some away. So again, you don't have, but just after you write your paragraph or your sentence on a sheet of paper, count your syllables and write those down. And then next you're going to rewrite your sentence. So underline strong images and active verbs. And actually, since you might not even need to rewrite it, but it might be helpful. So rewrite your sentence. Underline strong images and active verbs that stand out. Edit to increase or reduce the number of syllables to 31. Strike out words and phrases that are unnecessary. Substitute words, play with word forms, change tense, etc. If you need to add words and details, now is the time. This is kind of the fun part. I know a lot of you might, don't seem very interested in poetry, but to me, this is kind of the fun part where you have your sentence. Now you're kind of fine tuning it and you have like the goal of making it 31 syllables. So you can kind of do that. And you can even have like a friend or family member kind of help you too and come up with ideas, bounce some ideas off of each other. So number 3, rewrite your edited sentence and use the poetic slash to add line breaks according to Tonka form. So that is what they did up here. Okay, so now number 4, on the following page, create a title and write out the final version of your Tonka. So here is the paper they give for the final version. And I know I did say write it on a separate sheet of paper, but if you want to, if you have a printer and you're able to print this out, you are more than welcome to, of course. And then write your final draft with the title. And then I would love to hear some of yours on Thursday. Okay, so let's move on. We have Tonka, complete page 2 and 3. And then complete section 3 comprehension questions and topic wheel. So section 3, there is a link. If you don't have your binder, there's a link right here, but I have it up here in 7th grade Tonka and John Muir. Okay, so here is your section 3. You have your character lexicon and definitions. Then your comprehension questions. So comprehension questions, let me just double check. How do I forget so quickly? This is 7th, yep. Section 3, comprehension questions and topic wheel. So let's go back. Okay, comprehension questions. What was John exploring near Taylor Bay? Now, I'm not going to go over these answers, but take a look. You can work on them with a friend if you'd like. Number 2, what deadly danger did John and Sticky sticking face. I can never remember how to pronounce it. What happened when Sticking was almost in reach of John's arms? What was John Muir's dream come true? What two things did John Muir devote himself to by the time he was 50 years old? What did John Muir convince President Teddy Roosevelt to do? And number 7, what did John Muir found in 1892? Okay. So answer those questions today. Work on your tanka. And then we have the topic 3, brainstorm. So use this page to write down words or phrases that support topic 3, which is later life and legacy. So use this page to write down words or phrases that support topic 3 on the next page. How many ideas can you think of? So think of as many as you can. Some different things about John Muir's later life and legacy. So then the topic wheel 3, use this topic wheel to help you plan topic paragraph 3, which is about his later life and legacy. And choose the 5 best ideas from your brainstorm on the previous page. And write each into one of the spokes below, so one of each of the circles. Each spoke will be made into one complete sentence of topic paragraph 3. So again, this is part of your final essay for John Muir. So this will be topic 3. It'll be paragraph 3 of the final draft, the paragraph 3 of the body, and these will be your 5 sentences, the 5 parts, or you will expound on these 5 topics to create your topic 3 paragraph. So, and then this will go over the topic paragraph 1, first draft. This will go over another day. But for today, you are going to work on your tanka, your comprehension questions, and then your topics and the wheel. Okay, if you have any questions, let me know, and I will see you guys on Thursday. Thank you. Have a good day. Bye-bye.